Greetings. I'm Loretta Bush, President and CEO for Authority Health. I really want to welcome you to this first edition for this new year of In Good Health. And we're starting off right. We're out of the office and we're here on location. Now, you know, Authority Health has been on a journey, and this journey is one to teach communities about food as a preventative and food as a healer and food as a medicine. So I feel very good about being here today at the neighborhood grocer. So just a little bit of a background, there are very few independent grocery stores, and even fewer of them are owned and operated by African Americans. And Raphael Wright opened the neighborhood grocery on the east side of Detroit in 2023. And he's going to get a chance to tell you more about his story. But let me just say that he not only wants to provide the local community with a source of groceries in the neighborhood where 20% of the residents don't have a car. He wants also to provide fresh produce grown here in Detroit as well. And as I'm sitting here at the neighborhood grocery, it goes beyond that. I see that he's taking in hat donations, food donations. At one point, it served as a warming center. So this is really a spot that's a staple in the community. You're also going to hear about how Authority Health is partnering with the neighborhood grocery in various different ways. A little bit about Raphael Wright. He grew up on Detroit's east side. His own family suffered from food insecurity, eating what was available. He adopted a healthy lifestyle after he himself was diagnosed with diabetes, but he had to drive outside of the city of Detroit to suburban communities in order to be able to get the healthy, nutritious foods that he needed. And we'll talk about that as part of Raphael Wright's journey. Right now, I'd just like to welcome you to the show and thank you for being our partner.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's get started. So let's talk about a grocery store in general. A grocery store, I understand, is one of the most difficult businesses to run. It has a very narrow profit margin. So I'm sure the listeners right now are going to want to know your why. So talk to us about why. Why did you decide to do this?
I got to be out of my mind first with everything that you just described. But I'm thinking about community and community being built. Yes. And you cannot build community around anything except for food. Yes. In order to get those other essential services, businesses into a community, schools, primary care physicians, to open up private practices or whatever you need in a community, it does not start without food being present. So building a grocery store was the start to community development. It doesn't end there, but that's the start. So that was my purpose.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. It is indeed the start. And, you know, there was one thing that I read that really talked about how everything will start and everything will end around food. So you're in a great space. So I mentioned your personal challenge in the opening, and so and that sent you on a healthier kind of lifestyle journey. Share a little bit about that with us.
I love the term healthier because I still eat chips and all these other things as well, but just the adjustments in moderation is, I think it does everybody good justice. I grew up a junk food baby. You know, we in our community, we talk much in my generation and generations before and after about how the crack epidemic affected the community, but we never talk about sugar, never talk about what processed foods have done to the community. And, you know, growing up at a point, I walked to school. That's how close I was to my school. And I had a choice between eating the school breakfast, which, you know, my parents trusted me to make the right decision to eat what was at school, or honey buns, stuff like that. And what did I choose? I chose the honey buns. I chose the juice and things like that. Once you get older, you know, it's going to pay. The body keeps score. It will pay you back in a bad way. And we see so much dysfunction in our communities, and I think it's linked to that too. But I was a victim directly of food insecurity, being that I was diagnosed with diabetes just after graduating high school, like right in college. I wasn't old enough to drink, but I was diabetic, and that's typically a old person's, or historically has been an old person's disease as we've known it. But people are younger and younger becoming diabetic. So that started my journey on just living a healthier lifestyle.
Yes.
And you know, I feel better. You know, I've had a battle with diabetes. It's never a fight that you win, you know what I'm saying, given the circumstances we have in the world, you know what I mean? But I'm doing much better than I've ever done, and because I'm more conscious with it, I'm doing better than many others. So I'm able to not be a teacher, but I can be an inspiration to others that are going through that same battle. But what I found is that food is really the foundation to a better lifestyle, living with something like diabetes, heart disease, so many of the ailments that kind of plague our communities. Food, if you just change your diet in the slightest of bit, you will be further ahead than you will be behind.
All right, Raphael, you have said so much in that statement, and I just want to make sure that our listeners pick up on a couple of those key points. One, you really leaned into the word healthier, and that's what the listeners need to know. You don't have to go from A to Z overnight, right? Making some small changes in your diet that can really improve your health outcomes. So that's going to be a big one. And then making some various different choices instead of the honey bun all the time. Not to say that maybe you wouldn't have a honey bun occasionally, but understanding that, how did you put it? You said your body pays the price or keeps count?
Yeah, body keeps score.
Your body keeps score. So that's another thing. Your body keeps score. And so, but it also keeps score when you're eating healthy things, right? So when you turn that around and start to put healthy things in your body, then that's a great step forward. And it also leads to our partnership that we have with you at Authority Health, the Healthy and Resilient Communities initiative. And that initiative was started because, just like you talked about it, we recognize the relationship between what we eat and chronic disease. And you named them. Diabetes, which I love. You said that used to be kind of an old person's disease. Certainly many people felt that way, but now many young people like yourself are getting type 2 diabetes. And we always thought of type 1 as being a childhood. But, you know, understanding that relationship between chronic disease and food, that's how we started on this HaRC journey. So why don't you tell us about your experience with this particular initiative? Let me just say we love having you as a partner, and you are one of our highest seller and greatest partners here. We're sitting here in front of the HaRC refrigerator at the neighborhood grocery. And so why don't you talk to us about how your involvement with this project has unfolded?
I will start by saying that a HaRC initiative means a lot to me, and it is special because the one missing link with healthy food and people has always been taste. And if something does not taste well, and that has been a long reputation, it's healthy, but I hate the taste of it. So, you know, it's hard to beat McDonald's. It's hard to meet Ronald McDonald when, you know, you have that kind of stigma attached to healthy eating or healthier eating.
That's right.
And that is I think the wedging missing link that this initiative has brought, is that this is easier to sell to the community when you bite into that, you know, golden wrapping. Like, this tastes good. You know, eat that salad and it actually tastes well. It's hiding medicine in the Kool-Aid, I call it. You know what I mean? We want people eating healthier, but because of what we go up against on the advertising end, it is hard. And this has made it very, very easy for me to say, hey, we got a healthier, we got other stuff too, but we got these healthier sandwich wraps. We got these healthier salads that taste real, real good. Give it a try. I think you'll come back, and it has really helped. And I think that we just had an alignment of vision between Authority Health and Neighborhood Grocery with what we have been presenting previous to this partnership. And once we linked, it's been pretty, you know, successful so far. And I'm happy to be a partner here. And, you know, I love that y'all have seen something in what we do here.
Well, that's awesome. And I think, you know, that again tells the story, because We have long been talking about healthy food. Many people have, but you've hit it on the head. If it doesn't taste good, then I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it. You're probably not going to eat it, and we can't expect our communities to. So right now, I would like to just go ahead. You've already given a shout out to the to Golden, and we have their chicken salad wrap here at the neighborhood grocery. We have a Caesar salad that, man, is just so delicious. And on a cold day like this, we're actually sitting down talking on one of the coldest days of the year. And we have a delicious chili here from the greenhouse. And of course, Papa Joe's was our first partner. So we want to get a shout out to them that they not only have made something that's healthy, they've made it delicious. And the last point that I know we all want to think about is that price point. They've given it at a great price point. So what have your customers been saying? What's the feedback that you've been getting from your customers about these products?
Overall, the taste is great, but you hit the other point that I missed, price point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not breaking everyone's pockets.
Yeah.
And, you know, come grab something fast, convenient, that doesn't take much time to, you know, eat. You know, the chili, couple minutes to warm up. Everything else is cold.
Yeah.
It's a slam dunk. You know, they don't need much time or effort. They're already on their way somewhere. They stop here, grab it. It just works. So that's been the feedback overall, is that it's super duper convenient and it tastes good.
That's good.
Yeah.
We love hearing that. We're talking to Raphael Wright. He is the owner of the Neighborhood Grocer. He's also a partner with Authority Health on our healthy and resilient community. If you're interested in learning more about HaRC, visit Authority Health at our website, www.authorityhealth.org, or you can call 313-681-3321, and you'll find out about this location here at the Neighborhood Grocer, and you can find out about our other 15 locations throughout the city of Detroit. Now, Raphael, you're also connected with Authority Health on another community initiative, and this one involves heart health. So talk a little bit about that while you're involved in how that's going.
Yeah, it's a project that I will be launching officially in February, that Authority Health has, you know, hugged me and, you know, want to ride this experiment. Project Neighborhood Health. Community health, I think, is the solution to healthier communities.
Yes.
It's not going to be one individual doing the work and then everybody follow. We all have to do it collectively. So I just wanted to attack our poor health outcomes as a group, community, whatever, through just a series of activities that will bind people together, whether it's kitchen demonstrations, which is where our partnership starts and, you know, hopefully flourishes and blossoms into other areas, but showing people how to maneuver in the kitchen, showing people how to shop, showing people how to save, attacking some mental health challenges that our communities have, some spiritual reconnections, etc. Non-clinical activities to attack poor health outcomes is the undergirding of Project Neighborhood Health, and where Neighborhood Grocery and Authority Health link is through the pop-off kitchen.
Yeah.
Starting in the spring, we'll be doing a series of, every season we'll be doing a cooking demonstration that's followed up by food distribution to show people how to cook. I call it a way to fall forward. You know, it's nothing more discouraging than going to the grocery store, spending your own money, spending your own time, which is also an asset, to go home and most of the food go to waste because you don't know how to use kitchen utensils, you don't know how to cook, or you have so much going on, you cook the wrong thing, it goes to waste.
Right.
So we want to reimagine how we move as a community in the kitchen, whether it's, you know, an individual or a family. We need people back in the kitchen. We need people preparing their own food, and we need people being more conscious and intentional with what they eat.
Yes.
And that starts with some training in the kitchen, which is where the pop-off kitchen comes firsthand, and then where Neighborhood Grocery comes, we are intentional with what we will be providing in these different meal distributions. Starting in the spring, that will be ending like our comfort food stage and entering into the agriculture stage. So it'll be more on the green side or more on the vegetative side. As we get into the summer, it's hotter. You want to get more into citrus and different things like that. You on the go. You're gonna be outside. We want to be more intentional with juicing and smoothies and stuff like that because you on the go. Once the fall come back around, the season's over as far as growing fruit and things like that. So you're kind of in a preserving stage. So we want to show people how to preserve food, stuff that will last, add shelf life to what you have, all while still being convenient. And then while we're in the wintertime, comfort, comfort food, soups, things like that. So that's what we'll be targeting in collaboration, Neighborhood Grocery and Authority Health, and then a bunch of other stuff too. But
awesome. Well, I can say on Authority Health's part, we are very excited to be able to partner with you on this. So to our listeners, I'm going to say be on the lookout for that. I know Raphael will come back and sit down with us next time. We'll be probably shooting from the Ruby Cole Kitchen so that you can see that in action. Our Ruby Cole Kitchen is on Mack Avenue and it's connected to our Pop-Off Family Health Center. So we look forward to that. That really is going to be a game changer in the community. So stay tuned for that. You'll hear more about that in the, as the spring approaches. So now I'm just going to ask you a little bit about this land that you purchased. You purchased a ½ acre of land near the store. I think I probably drove past it here as I was coming. What do you plan to grow and sell, and can you produce enough for your store?
We are in season 4. Well, this year will be season 4. When the pandemic started, and I want to be honest, I played in dirt a little bit, but it wasn't a thing that I thought I needed to do. But once the pandemic started and we saw what happened to the food supply, the mission kind of started. So the land was already secured for personal use. I wanted to build a house on it at some point. But it got repurposed to a market garden. We on average grow about 3,000 pounds of food a year, which is more than enough to supply our store and beyond. But it's also been like a meeting space for people to, again, approach some mental health challenges that people may have. Getting outside and touching the dirt, it does wonders that you wouldn't even imagine. So it's been more than just a garden, but since 2020, we've been growing, chemical-free fruits and vegetables that have been in this store that we've delivered from, harvest to door. We worked with a few restaurants at a point. But for the most part, it is to supply this store, and in a community sense, it's a community garden. People can grow stuff there and they can take it home. So it's been a full functioning garden for 4 years, 4 years this year. Looking forward to this year, what we will be able to do, and with the right help and partnership, we might can grow 4,000 pounds or something like that. But the goal is to stay away from the chemicals, regenerate the earth, being more mindful of how we grow and how we take care of our Mother Earth, and then supply ourselves with food in the process.
Right. Well, I tell you, I could talk to you for another half hour. You clearly understand this space. You understand community. You understand health and the connection between, and even mental health you brought in, and being able, how much playing in the dirt and being close to Mother Earth helps all of that. So we could go on for more time, but our time is coming to an end. So I want to give you kind of the last word. I know we didn't get into your thoughts about community development, which I love, that community development and redevelopment starts with food sovereignty. I love that thought. I want to get an opportunity to talk to you more about that. Maybe we'll do that in the spring when we're opening up and launching your project there at the Ruby Cole Kitchen. So for right now, do you have any last words before we say goodbye and wrap up this segment?
A community that can feed itself, lead itself. So we need to look at food and look at food sovereignty as a solution towards a lot of things. We have to take this serious, and I love being in this community because they take it super duper serious, and I love the partnerships that I have with people that believe in that similar vision, Authority Health and many others. But I'll just leave it at that. We have to do this as a community, and the more we gel together, the results will be great. And I'm looking forward to 2025 because of what it will bring.
Same here. I believe the results will be great. We're going to wrap up. I'm going to end as I always do, but first I'm going to say the great thing about being on location is you get to compete with the refrigerator that's behind you, and that's just real life, right? So as I always say, knowledge is power, and you've gained a lot of knowledge today, and so I look forward to joining you again on our next segment.